Hey everyone, it's Janet here, and today I am breaking down a super cool workflow to transform a static image into a living, talking video clip. We are going to go from a simple picture to a motion-filled character, and then scale it into a bunch of snackable content pieces without any of the usual editing headache. If you love creating content that feels alive but want to skip the endless hours of manual editing, stick around because I am walking you through this step by step. And hey, if you enjoy learning these kind of tech-forward creator hacks, please hit that subscribe button because it honestly helps me out more than you could imagine. First things first, we need a character. So for this demo, I am using Leonardo AI because their generator is blazing fast and has fantastic default settings. Once you land on their gallery, you can either browse their default community images for inspiration or jump straight into the generator to start from scratch. I personally like to poke around the existing library for ideas, but if nothing clicks, I head right over to the image generator to build something unique. You will notice a history list of images I have created before, and since I keep track of my prompts, you can actually copy and tweak them if you check the description below. When you are inside the generator, make sure to adjust your aspect ratio based on whether you are aiming for YouTube or a mobile-first platform like TikTok. I usually swap to a 16:9 ratio for YouTube, and I occasionally nudge the scale setting down to 5 to get a slightly different, cleaner output. Generating a new image does cost a few coins, so keep an eye on your credit bundle when you first sign up to plan your project properly. The final image pops up in just a few seconds, and you can cycle through the different variations until you find the one with the most personality. Now let's get into the fun part, adding actual motion to our still image. Leonardo has a brilliant motion toggle that lets you add subtle breathing or head movements to bring the character to life. Make sure to dial the motion strength down to about 3 so the movement looks natural and smooth rather than like a jerky robotic mess. Set your privacy preferences for the output. Hit that generate button and give it a quick moment to render your creation. Once it is done, you will see your still image has been transformed into a beautiful, looping video file ready for download. Next, we need to add a voice, and there are tons of great services for this, from 11 Labs to various built-in text-to-speech tools. For this specific walkthrough, I am using a simple web-based tool so you can see how easy the upload and sync flow really is. Just upload your animated clip and head to the audio section to input the script you have written. Remember that some platforms have character limits, so if your script is long, you might need to trim it into smaller, more digestible chunks. I wrote a line that matches the upbeat, friendly energy of my motion character to make sure the final result feels conversational. Pick a voice model that sounds natural, hit generate, and watch as the tool aligns the mouth movements perfectly with your audio file. After everything looks good, right-click and save your new file, and just like that, you have a talking head clip. Sometimes that initial render can look a little soft, so I like to run the video through an enhancer to sharpen the edges and get it into crisp high definition. Simply upload your clip to an enhancer tool, select your HD output settings, and let it process before downloading your professional-looking final version. Usually I would take this straight to CapCut to add captions and fancy overlays, but doing that for dozens of clips is a total time sink. That is exactly where Vizard comes in, and I am genuinely excited to show you why it is such a game changer for this workflow. Vizard isn't trying to replace creative tools, it acts more like a hyper-efficient assistant that turns one long video into a dozen viral-ready clips. You just import your main video, and the AI immediately scans the footage to identify the best hooks, punchlines, and high-energy moments. It then automatically generates a batch of short clips that are already optimized for different social media platforms. For this project, I imported my talking head clip into Vizard, and it surfaced the best moments for me, suggesting perfect captions and thumbnail frames. This saves me roughly an hour of manual work per upload, which is time I can spend on actual creative ideas instead. Another massive win is the auto-schedule feature where you set your posting frequency, and the AI takes care of the rest. You tell it your preferred social channels, and it handles the publishing, which is huge for those of us who like to batch create content. Finally, the Content to Calendar view gives you a bird's eye view of your entire strategy, so you can see what is scheduled and what is already live. You can tweak captions or swap clips in seconds without the nightmare of jumping between 10 different platforms. Let's be real, Leonardo, Voice AI, and CapCut are great for single pieces of content, but they hit a wall when you try to scale. If you want to grow a massive library of content consistently without having to hire a full team, Vizard bridges that gap perfectly. It bundles the editing, scheduling, and management into one cohesive flow, which is honestly ideal for any solo creator. So, to recap, create your character in Leonardo, generate voice audio, enhance for quality, and bring everything into Vizard to finish the job. I have dropped all the links to the prompts and settings I used in the description, so please copy them and make this workflow your own. If you want a fast way to scale your content without making it a full-time second job, give Vizard a try for a batch and see the difference. That is it for today, and I really want to keep making videos that help you hit your goals without burning out. So subscribe if you enjoyed this, comment if you want a deep dive on any specific step, and I will catch you in the next one.